I'm upstairs in one of the bedrooms to film because I like this background here. And if it's a little shaky, it's because it's on a hamper because I don't have anything to put my camera on. I'm just using my webcam. So I wanted to make a video explaining where I've been, what's been going on, just so I don't have to keep repeating myself. I was vlogging every day for November, but if you've been following them, these vlogs, you might know that I haven't posted any. Sorry, my hair is wet. I just took a shower. I didn't post anything from Thanksgiving on, I think. And there's a reason for that. There's a cat up here. He wants to hang out. Don't go up there. So I put a lot of makeup on. I'm not actually going anywhere today. I'm just writing and trying to finish Nano. But I thought if I put a lot of makeup on, I would be less inclined to get emotional about this, because I've been pretty emotional about this for a multitude of reasons. So let's start from the beginning of this whole ordeal. On Monday of last week, I've been staying in this house, basically living here, but I was going home every day, every other day, to feed the piggies, clean their cage, and, you know, hang out with them so they weren't by themselves. And on Monday I went home to feed them and stuff, and Pumpkin, I thought it was weird, because usually if they hear my door, like, creaks a little bit when you open it, usually if they hear that, no matter what they're doing, they get up and they squeak and they come see me. But they didn't do that, and Earl was sleeping next to Pumpkin in, their little purple house thing, plastic house, which they never sleep in. They usually sleep in, like, the ones made out of, like, material and stuff, so I thought that was weird. And usually if I go near a house they're sleeping in, they come out. They didn't do that, so I picked up the house. Earl was fine, you know, he was just sleeping. He came up to me and was squeaking and acting like his crazy self, and, Pumpkin, his eyes were really crusty, and one of them was completely crusted shut. I might have mentioned this in another vlog when they were sick, but, they had like, slight crusty eyes before, but nothing like that. So I thought maybe it was because of, like, the dust from their hay got in his eye or something. I wasn't panicking or anything. He was breathing fine, eating, acting normal, just a little bit of crusty eyes. So I took him out and I wiped it all with warm water, and he seemed fine. So I was worried and I wanted to keep an eye on it, but I didn't think it was a, you know, big thing. So I decided to, on Monday, I was like, okay, if this doesn't get better by tomorrow, I'm gonna call the vet. So I went over Tuesday morning, to check on them, and Pumpkin's eyes were completely shut again, and he was wheezing and coughing. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about guinea pigs or small animals, probably not, but because I'm crazy, I know all of this shit. But, guinea pigs, they get a few main illnesses. Oh my god. Guinea pigs get a few main illnesses, and one of the most common is an upper respiratory infection. Their lungs get all wheezy, and they can't breathe properly, their noses get runny, their eyes get runny, and it's really not good. usually if a guinea pig gets it, you have to get them to the vet. There's no not taking them to a vet. So as soon as I saw that, I was upset, so I called the vet. No vet around here or close or even an hour away that sees guinea pigs except for one, and there's only one vet that specialized in guinea pigs, and he was booked that day, and the earliest they could get me in was Friday. I kept asking if there was any way they could get me in that day, and there was no way. It was the day. So the best I could do was just keep a really close eye on him and take care of him. In the meantime, Earl, he started getting crusty eyes. And again, guinea pigs, small animals, if you have multiple ones together, usually if one of them gets an illness, the other one will get it. So that was distressing as well. And Pumpkin's eyes weren't just crusting anymore, they were like, there was like stuff coming out of them, like discharge coming out. So that wasn't good, and Earl's nose was running really bad. So Wednesday I go check on them. They're still pretty bad. Pumpkin was wheezing a lot more. But I fed them, they were eating. Earl was acting completely fine, but Pumpkin was just very tired. He ate, I gave him carrots and, vegetables and stuff, and he ate, and he seemed, that made me, less anxious about it. Thursday, I went over before I was supposed to go to Al's aunt's house for Thanksgiving. And, I was just gonna check on them, clean their eyes, give them food and stuff. And, I thought it was weird because they always, slept together or at least near each other. Earl was in the corner by himself, and Pumpkin was in the house. And I lifted up the house, and Pumpkin wasn't okay. He had died. Yeah, so it was really upsetting. And I had to take care of him. Then I didn't, after I took him out, Earl was really distressed because, they would pick on each other and play with each other and stuff, but they really did love each other, and they were bonded together, and, they had known each other basically their whole lives since they were born. They were brothers. So when I took him out, Earl, woke up and was crying for him. So I continued to take care of Earl instead. When I picked him up, he felt really light. I mean, he's a tiny little guy, but he felt really light, and I could feel his lungs were very swollen. When I picked him up, I could feel underneath his lungs were swollen, and he was sneezing, and his nose was all messed up. He wouldn't eat. There was nobody at the vet or anything, so I couldn't do anything. So, Friday morning, first thing, I took them to the vet. I went there early. They took me, and, they weighed him, and he weighed a little bit over a pound, which was really crazy. He was smaller. He was at least supposed to weigh 3 pounds, he said, the vet. So he hadn't really been eating at all, at least for a day or so. He wouldn't drink anything. He was very wobbly, couldn't keep his balance, he was still squeaking at me and stuff, which made me think he was, gonna be okay, because he was still making an effort to do things and walk around and stuff. The vet took a long time with him, examining him and asking about his history, where he came from, and if he's ever been sick before. The appointment I made was for Pumpkin. but it ended up being for Earl. So, in the end, he said that it was most likely an upper respiratory infection, which is what I thought. But there's also there's like 2 main illnesses that guinea pigs carry in their systems their whole lives. And if they're badly bred or just have bad genes, it can come out, during their life. And he said that could be another thing, that it's the same exact symptoms and everything. And if I wanted to, I could, if he passed away, I could get an autopsy, which I didn't want to do, because it didn't fucking matter. My guinea pig is dying. I don't care how it's dying. But I know from experience that vets, they're nerdy like that, and if they don't know what is making an animal sick, they want to cut it open and see what it was. I understand where he was coming from, but I didn't want to do that. So in the end, he gave Earl an injection of Baytril, which is a common antibiotic for small animals, and even, I think, dogs take it. He was going to prescribe me more Baytril, but he said it was kind of pointless. It would just stress him out because he wasn't eating or drinking, and he didn't want me to be forcing medicine down his throat. So he said, we'll give him this now. Tomorrow you can come in and we'll give him another dose, and then after that it'll be like 4 or 5 days of a dose of it. And I said, okay. And he said, you might not have to keep that appointment, basically. I made an appointment for the next day, and he told me, basically, you might not need it, because he would probably pass away. I took him home, and I have like this bed I bought them when I picked them up from their breeder about a year ago. I put that in his cage, and I covered him and made him all warm. Put a carrot in the cage in case he wanted it later. I left him there, and he was just resting. He was, he seemed okay. The only thing that made me kind of sad was he was like rubbing his head against my hand, wanted me to pet him, which he's never done the whole time I've had him. He's always been, don't touch me, and he wanted me to pet him. Because I think he knew he was gonna die. Sorry. Ugh. So, I hadn't eaten anything all day, and Al had taken me to the vet, so, we went out and got food. Got Chinese food. And then we came back here, and I couldn't find my keys to get in the house, so I thought I left them at the restaurant, and went back there. I weren't there. Turned out I left them at my house when I dropped Earl off, so I had to go back home. And it was maybe an hour or 2 later. Went back home, and I got my keys, and I was like, I'll just check on him, make sure he's still warm or if he needs anything, and he had died. So in a matter of a week, I went from having 2 happy, healthy guinea pigs to they're both dying. We aren't sure what caused the upper respiratory infection. I haven't changed their food. I haven't changed the detergent or anything that I used to clean their stuff. Hadn't changed their hay. I hadn't done anything differently. The only thing I can think of is that it got cold one night, but it wasn't too cold in my room. I don't really know what made them sick. And that's the part that's really upsetting me, is that if I had been home, could I have caught it earlier? Could I have helped them? I've just been feeling not as sad as I was last week, but more guilty, or that I could have done more for them. I just turned a year old in October, and Earl was about to turn a year old in April. And guinea pigs are supposed to live for like 10 years. You know, I was prepared to have them for a really long time, and, you know, they were part of my little family. And it seems, I don't know if it seems like stupid or dramatic to people that are, you know, they only feel attached to dogs or cats or whatever, but I really love them, and I haven't been home. I went home, the day after this all happened and just got rid of all of their stuff. I kept like 2 things. I just threw it all out because I don't think I want guinea pigs again. I just didn't want to come home and see their empty cage. You know, have to grieve all over again. So, yeah, I've just been feeling not great about it. I've been trying not to think about it. I just hang out at this house and hang out with the animal. You know, be productive. But I feel like I failed them in some way, you know. I'm the one that knows all of the stuff about animals, and I researched so much about these guinea pigs and the people that they came from and how to care for them, and I'm so careful and so diligent, and I spoiled them so much, you know. I loved them. And I failed. And that's what really hurts. I can take comfort in the fact that I did everything I could. But I also feel awful because I did everything I could and it still wasn't enough. I'll vlog those days, because I thought about it, and honestly, I feel like over half of the vlogs I did for November were really fucking depressing and just started with, I'm tired, this sucks, something else bad is happening, I'm stressed out. And I didn't want to spread more of that, because, you know, there's enough of that. And I think, you know, it's important to be real when you're documenting your life. At least for me, it's really important, but I didn't want to have to look back on these videos a year from now, or whatever, and just see how shitty things were. But I wanted to make an update telling you what happened. I'm still really upset about it. I don't really think about it during the day when I'm working and writing because I'm busy, but at night, especially if Val's not sleeping over or by myself, I just keep having dreams about them and going home and them being there. I'm afraid to go home because they're not going to be there. And I'm so used to hearing them when I walk in the door. And it's just really shitty right now. And it's been raining a lot, so that's not helping. And I'm trying to just be positive and take this as a learning experience. It's hard, you know? So, what does that mean for my vlogs and Nano? It's currently November 30th, the last day of NaNoWriMo. Last night, and pretty much every night since Monday, well, today Wednesday, every night this week, pretty much, I've stayed up until 3 a.m. just writing. I've written 7,000 words a day, and today I have about 5,000 left. So I think I can finish Nano tonight, if nothing else goes right this month. At least I have that. And I'm planning on vlogging December. I don't know if it's going to be every day, or if it's going to be more like I did this month, where I put a few days together. But I really like vlogging. I like, going through my day and filming stuff. But I don't want it to be upsetting for people to watch, So, yeah, I plan on vlogging December, or doing Vlogmas, or whatever that's called. And I also plan on filming my editing process, my querying process and stuff for this book, because I don't really see many videos like that online. But yeah, I think that's all I had to update people on, basically, just the guinea pigs and how I'm feeling. I'm okay. I'm not depressed or anything. I'm just very sad and trying to relax as much as I can, and oh, there's a cat. Trying to work on my mental stability, pretty much. And just write. I just want to focus on writing a lot more. Because I feel really out of control in this situation, and writing is something I can control, so I'm just gonna do that. A lot of people I wasn't at Thanksgiving, obviously, at Al's house, but he was telling them why I wasn't there, and some of his family members were kind of cracking jokes and saying, just taking a rat to the vet, or stuff like that. And Al even said, I feel like you did a lot more than most people would have done for them if they had sick guinea pigs. Like 90% of people that get guinea pigs for their kids aren't going to take them to the vet. And while he's right, I've experienced a lot of that working at a pet store. I have always believed that if you have an animal, it's your responsibility to do as much as you can to make its life amazing. I heard this somewhere the other day, or read it or something, but, when you have a pet, they're a part of your life, You have a life before them, and you have a life after them, and you remember them, But for the animal, you're its whole entire world. And it's important that you make their world count, You make their life as good as you can. And I hope I did that for them. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on some stuff. Hang out with this cat. You can't see her, but she's all. Yeah, I'm gonna try to write more and just focus on positive things. And, I believe in balance in life, in the universe and things, so maybe all of this shitty crap happened this month, so next month will be amazing. Or so I'll appreciate the good things even more. There's always a reason things happen. I'm just having a hard time believing that right now when I'm so upset. But this video is really long. I will have to edit it probably. I don't want to take out too much because it's how I feel. But I'm going to vlog again. I guess tomorrow is December 1st, but I don't know if I'm going to start tomorrow or over the weekend or something. But yeah. Thank you for everybody who's been saying really nice things to me and messaging me, asking how I am. It really helps. I'm just kind of sick of thinking about it, So I'm gonna try to get back to normal posting and writing and all of that. I'm also working on blog posts. After today, I'm gonna start writing like a bunch, so I have them all like ready to go. So starting, pretty much like I'm thinking January, I'm gonna be posting a blog on my website, maybe like once a week is what people are saying they would read it realistically. So if you have any ideas or topics you want me to talk about or write about, totally ask me. I'll probably be asking anyway in other groups and posts and stuff, but I'm gonna go because this is almost a half an hour long, and I meant to make it like 10 minutes long and go back to writing, but got to talking, got upset, so I'm gonna go and try to put this behind me. So I will see you hopefully later in the week with shenanigans of my semi-boring, semi-interesting life.